Violence. In the world of entertainment, few experiences have captivated us as much as video games, especially those that involve combat, conflict, and even killing. From the earliest of arcade shooters to the most intricate story-driven action games, one thing remains very clear. Violent games continue to attract millions of players worldwide. But why? Why do so many of us, often innocent or seemingly empathetic individuals, find enjoyment in video games that allow us to kill, destroy, or engage in violent actions? Is there something deeper within the human psyche that allows us to draw to these experiences? Right now, I'm going to try my best to explore the psychology behind our fascination with violent video games and attempt to uncover why we play these. Violent video games have often been controversial, with critics raising concerns about their impact on behavior, particularly for younger people. However, the truth is that violent video games have existed since the inception of video gaming. Take Space Invaders or Pong, for example, which in their own way revolved around combat. Violence in many ways has been baked into the fabric of gaming itself. So it's crucial to consider, what is it about virtual violence that intrigues so many of you? The answer, in part, lies in our biology. Humans are hardwired with a desire to conquer challenges and explore different facets of existence, even those that are more darker or more destructive. Games like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and Mortal Kombat allow players to step into a world where the consequences of their actions are clearly imaginary, where the boundary between reality and fiction is very defined. This separation from the real-world violence allows us to explore more primal aspects of our psyche without facing real harm or guilt. In these virtual worlds, violence becomes a tool, a mechanic that enables us to navigate and interact with the game's world in a way that feels thrilling and even empowering. From an evolutionary standpoint, humans have always been attuned to fight-or-flight instincts. Early humans had to confront life and death situations in order to survive, whether it was hunting food or defending against predators, or even battling rival groups for territory. This hardwired response is ingrained in us on a genetic level, even if our modern society has removed many of those immediate dangers. However, the thrill of confrontation and the satisfaction of overcoming an adversary remain powerful in our psyches. Violent video games provide a way for us to tap into those ancient parts of ourselves, where skill, strength, and strategic thinking can mean the difference between life and death. Instead of using those instincts for survival, we channel them into entertainment. At the heart of many violent video games lies challenge. Whether it's mastering combat mechanics or outsmarting an enemy or overcoming obstacles, in a violent setting, the challenge is central to the experience. Our brains are wired to find satisfaction in overcoming obstacles, which is why games like Elden Ring or Dark Souls are really popular. Just as our ancestors would have found gratification in defeating a predator, modern players experience that same satisfaction in a digital form. This challenge, combined with the adrenaline rush of combat, provides an addictive feedback loop. Players push themselves to improve, to outsmart the AI, or outmaneuver other players. The desire for mastery, the thrill of success, and reward of overcoming a difficult challenge are universally motivating forces, which explains why violent video games are so engaging. In the end, the enjoyment many players find in violent video games isn't as straightforward as simply indulging in aggression. It's about tapping into a wide array of psychological and emotional needs, a dark fantasy we can explore safely, and the challenge of mastering a complex system. These elements resonate with the human psyche in profound ways, which is why violent video games have remained such an enduring and popular part of gaming culture. So when we ask ourselves why we enjoy these type of games that allow us to kill, perhaps the answer lies not in our capacity for violence, but our deep-seated desire to understand power, control, emotion, and the limits of our own abilities in a world that feels often out of our hands. The act of virtual killing is not an endorsement of real-world violence, but a reflection of the complex and multifaceted nature of the human psyche. Hey, you're a really good listener. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive into the human psyche. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and you can even possibly give me some critiques. But for now, until next time, miscellaneous.